hoping that you will attain some spiritual goals. That's what they do in India. They put the body through all kinds of stresses and strains, torture it, because they feel that through this endurance, they will be able to achieve whatever their spiritual goals may be. So you see, there is nothing that you can do to make that happen through any will of yours, through any effort of yours, through any volition of yours. So that is the reason why I always maintain that if this kind of a thing happens, it is not something mysterious. You see, the thought falling into its natural rhythm of discontinuous and disconnected functioning. That's all. That's all that is there. So then thought is in harmony with the sensory perceptions, the activity of the senses. So there is no conflict there, there is no struggle there, there is no pain there. There is a harmonious relationship between the two. Whenever there is a need for thought, that thought is always there to act, you see. So the act that this body is interested in is only the action that is essential for the survival of the living body. And it's not interested in any ideas you have about your religious goals or material goals. It's not at all interested. So there is always, you see, this constant battle between these two things. So the thought is not something mysterious, which is what the culture has put in there, which is, of course, society. They are not different, culture and society. And the society is interested in continuity, in permanence. It is interested in status quo. So it is all the time maintaining that status quo. So that is where the thought is helpful for the society. And it says if you don't act that way, if you don't think that way, you become, you see, antisocial, because all your actions will become, you see, thoughtless, impulsive actions. So it is interested in channeling every thought of yours in that particular direction which maintains the status quo of the society. So that's why there is basically, essentially, and fundamentally a conflict between these two. The culture, which is not yours, which is not mine, but we have adopted that, accepted that, to use it as a means of survival. That's all. So that has a momentum of its own, totally unrelated to it. As long as you use that, so long you are not an individual at all. You can become an individual only when you break away from the totality of that wisdom. So there is no such thing as your mind or my mind. Maybe there is such a thing as the world mind, where all the cumulative knowledge and the experiences thereof is accumulating and passed on from generation to generation. So we have to use that to function in this world sanely and intelligently. If we don't use it, you see, as I was saying the other day, we will end up in, a funny form and sing the Looney Tunes and merry melodies. So you don't want to become part of the society, you give up, you see, there. And that's the end of you. And the society is still interested, you see, in fitting every individual into that framework and maintain its continuity. I don't want to give a talk. So I don't know if I have made myself clear. That's the reason why I'm all the time emphasizing the physical aspect, you see, not with the idea of selling out something, you see, but to emphasize this and express it in what you call enlightenment, is liberation, moksha, mutation, transformation, only in pure and simple physical and physiological, you see, both same physical and physiological, but to emphasize, I use those two words, physical and physiological terms, and there is absolutely no religious content to it and no mystical overtones or undertones to this functioning of the body. But unfortunately for centuries they have interpreted the whole thing in some religious terms, and that has created the